papers, essays, and research works. But look closely. What does the tagline say?
Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia that anyone can edit.
We can't really deny the fact that Wikipedia has helped us a lot in the past. But should we really consider getting more information in the internet rather than reading piles of books, journals, and magazines? Are all the information posted in the Wikipedia reliable and accountable? Those are some questions that this documentary film will try to answer.
Kasi ba tayo po nasagot sa 7 and sa 8 po?
Eh di sa libro, mas maganda doon.
Wikipedia na lang.
Anong ba yan sa Wikipedia?
Mas mabilis doon.
Mabilis nga, hindi naman accurate. Di ko to libro. Accurate na accurate yung sagot.
Haba-haba nun katamad.
At least maganda, no? Alam mo yun?
Let us look on the positive side of Wikipedia. First of all, it is accessible. Anyone can access Wikipedia anytime and anywhere as long as there's an internet connection. We won't have to go through hardships, including the burden of finding a book or buying one, going to certain places just to find a rare book about a particular subject, etc. Admit it, most of us get lazy in finding and reading appropriate books. Wikipedia is way more convenient because with just one click, voila! The information is already open and posted. Second, it is general. Wikipedia boasts its wide range of topics, including music, arts, sciences, philosophy, mathematics, medicine, history, entertainment, sports, culture, media, fashion, etc. Just type keywords or just simply type anything. You can find almost everything here. The said website currently has more than 3 million articles. With the help of Wikipedia, it is very quick and easy to find relevant information without crawling through a bunch of Google searches.
We interviewed 4 students from this campus and asked them about their reaction on Wikipedia.
Siyempre, mas trusted yung book kasi as a journalism major, we don't rely on Wikipedia itself because the sources are not that credible because they are merely from kumbaga parang pinagsama-sama siyang points or from iba-ibang tao. So yun, mas trusted pa rin yung kasi aside from that, printed materials have undergo several screening before they get published, like in newspapers. So,
yes, I do use Wikipedia, but I only use it for last resort when I can't find any credible source of information. Then that's when I use Wikipedia.
sa tingin ko, mas reliable yung printed reading materials kasi sa Wikipedia nga. Kasi nga sa Wikipedia, as we all know, na-edit siya. And kung ano lang yung gusto mo pwedeng ilagay, pwede mo siyang ilagay. On the other hand, yung printed materials naman is nag-undergo siya ng mga proofreading. So, I think mas reliable. Gamit kami ng Wikipedia noon kasi may napabalitaan kami na accurate yung data doon, tsaka maraming information na makukuha. Pero ngayon, hindi na kami masyado gumagamit ng Wikipedia kasi meron din nagsabi na pwede nga namang i-edit yung Wikipedia at pwedeng lokohin yung information na makukuha namin doon. So, mas i-prefer namin na internet pa rin kasi easy access yun kaysa sa library. Kasi kuha-kuha kung dapat kaming tao, parang naka-waste time yun. Tsaka parang marami pa kaming magawa kung sa internet kami kukuha. Yeah, ayun.
Madaling maghanap ng information kasi pag sa internet, isang click lang, doon agad. Kaya dati madalas wiki yung ginagamit.
Tsaka, marami kasing sites na makukuha sa internet, kaya parang magiging accurate yung data na makukuha namin. Yun lang.
But the situations are not always like this. Wikipedia also exhibits a lot of negative manifestations. An expert said the absence of traditional editorial controls makes Wikipedia unsuited to serious research. How do they know it's accurate? People can put down anything. for it lacks one vital feature of the traditional encyclopedia: accountability. Old school reference books hire expert scholars to write their articles and employ skilled editors to check and double-check their work. Wikipedia's articles are written by anyone who fancies himself an expert, which is true enough. And for your information, anyone can edit the articles in Wikipedia as long as he or she is signed up. Some information are also unconfirmed. Unlike printed materials, it undergoes lots of processes, including verifying the information given in order to be published. There can be also several authors in one article, thus there might be an information and opinion wars. Sometimes, people who have a strong opinion about a subject will try to control the article about the subject. Some authors also don't write their sources or don't have any reliable source at all. Things stated in the articles need to have reliable sources, especially if there is controversy about them. Often there are controversial claims in articles without a proper source.
We also interviewed some professors and librarians and asked them about their opinion on the current situation wherein students rely more on Wikipedia than reading printed materials.
Based on our observations, most of the students rely on Wikipedia, not on internet, not on the printed resources. Unfortunately, students are not aware that we have electronic resources here in Miguel de Benavides Library. Those electronic resources are scholarly and peer-reviewed. Unlike Wikipedia, that anybody can edit it, as we all know. In doing their research, I think students are being negligent and they do not provide information that are accurate and specific, because as we all know, in internet we have a large database there. Unlike here in the library, we do not just offer print materials like books, journals. We also have electronic resources and e-journals that they can access even at home. If only students are familiar with that, I can say that there will be no more Tomasian using Wikipedia.
Okay, Wikipedia is a helpful material or source of information in this particular stage wherein almost all type of information can be gathered through the internet. Wikipedia offers a lot of information to its users, but the only problem I see in this particular area is that we cannot really be so assured with regard to the sources of the materials that are placed there, because it seems to appear that anyone can just put information there, and those who would like to take the risk may just take whatever information they can get from Wikipedia. The only problem also that we see here with regard to the users is that if they're not going to verify anymore from the other sources what they get from the Wikipedia. As we have observed with some students or some researchers, just get it from that particular source, but they don't really check anymore whether the ones that they got from Wikipedia or even in other sources are really true.
Yung nature talaga ng Wikipedia ay parang instant or ready reference ng mga estudyante o kung sino man. Actually, nagsimula ito, ang term na dapat gamitin dito ay anarchonomy, isang coin word na mula sa Copenhagen Institute for Future Studies. Sabi nila, ang mga taong ito ay gumagawa ng mga ganitong website or para makatulong sa mga tao na hindi mo kinakailangan magbayad ng libre, may sense of altruism doon sa ginagawa nila. So dahil sa, sabi nga ng Copenhagen Institute for Further Studies, itong konsepto ng altruism na ito, hindi nililimita yung market para sa pagbili mo ng encyclopedia, etc. Kundi ready reference dapat, no? But still, hindi ini-encourage ng akademya na dito tayo kumuha ng referensya. Kasi una, pwedeng palitan o baguhin yung nakalagay din sa Wikipedia. Ikalawa, hindi pa siya scholarly na masinop na nag-check at nag-validate. Kung instant reference, pwede, bakit hindi? Pero sa ngayon, hindi pa masyado siyang ini-encourage ng academic community na maging basehan natin yung Wikipedia. Plus, sa totoong buhay naman talaga kasi, yung encyclopedia, kahit hindi pa siya Wikipedia, kahit encyclopedia, hindi siya tinatanggap na referensya sa research. Especially sa thesis writing at sa dissertation writing.
Wikipedia can be considered as a great help for everyone. But since anyone can edit the information shown, some inconsiderate people change the informative articles into a load of lies, and therefore the accountability and reliability of the information posted is doubtful.
When I look into your